Trump about to drop the atom bomb of bans after finding out who today's terrorist is. This is huge. After President Trump formally recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital, the Muslim world has vowed to take revenge, and it appears that they did just that. On Monday morning, American citizens woke up learning that another Muslim immigrant who also is a follower of Islam attempted to set off a bomb in New York City. The would-be suicide bomber failed, and investigators were able to arrest the scumbag and question the motives behind this potentially deadly attack. After investigators interviewed the Muslim terrorist, the origins of where he came from was soon discovered, and now President Trump has all he needs to add to his newly reinstated travel ban. This morning, when everyone was waking up and getting ready to head to work, the news came in that another terrorist had struck New York City. Thankfully, no one but the would-be bomber was hurt, but still, the nation was in shock that our country was hit again. After the attacker was taken into custody, his identity was revealed as Akayed Ullah, a 27-year-old immigrant from Bangladesh who was living in Brooklyn. Ullah attempted to detonate the homemade pipe bomb that was attached to his body with Velcro and zip ties, but it failed, only injuring himself. When the police questioned Ullah as to what could make him try to blow up innocent people, he told authorities, "They've been bombing in my country, and I wanted to do damage here." However, that could not be further from the truth. The United States has not been bombing Bangladesh, but of course, Ullah does not mean that. What Ullah meant to say is that the United States is destroying the Islamic State Caliphate, and that is what he is retaliating against, which only bolsters the possibility that Trump may add more countries to the list that have ties to terrorism. Here is more from Breitbart Bart. New York City terror suspect, 27-year-old Akayed Ullah, is the fourth Bangladeshi national in the United States to be accused of terrorism in a little more than a decade. Ullah, as Breitbart News reports, allegedly planned to detonate a homemade bomb in New York City on Monday. Though the terror plot was botched, Ullah is accused of leaving at least 3 individuals injured. The Bangladeshi national originally entered the U.S. in 2011 with his parents and 4 siblings. The terror suspect is the fourth Bangladeshi national to enter the U.S. as an immigrant, only then to plot to harm Americans. In 2015, 24-year-old Bangladeshi national Rahatullah Shikin Khan was convicted and sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for providing material support to terrorists with the Al-Shabaab terrorist organization. Between 2011 and 2012, Khan worked to coordinate overseas travel for an undercover Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) agent whom he believed was a violent jihadist. Khan even made arrangements to place the undercover agent into an al-Shabaab pipeline that was run by Ghufer Ahmed Khazar Mohammed and Mohammed Hussein said. Additionally, Khan led a group of Islamic terrorist sympathizers in Austin, Texas, who pledged loyalty to then Taliban leader Mullah Omar. In 2013, 21-year-old Bangladeshi national Qazi Muhammad Rezwan Ulhassan Nafez was convicted and sentenced for planning what he thought was a 1,000-pound bomb at the New York Federal Reserve Bank in Lower Manhattan's financial district. Such an attack would have killed hundreds and possibly thousands of Americans. Nafez entered the U.S. on an F-1 visa, the program under which thousands of international students are allowed to come to the U.S. every year, with immediate intent to conduct a terrorist attack for the Al-Qaeda terrorist organization. After arriving in the U.S. in 2012, Nafez tried to recruit fellow Islamic extremists in New York to form a terrorist cell in the country that would regularly plot terrorist attacks against Americans. One of the individuals Nafez attempted to recruit was actually working as an undercover FBI source. Between 2012 and 2013, Nafez planned the attack, seeking out several high-profile locations, including the New York Stock Exchange. The FBI ultimately thwarted the terrorist plan after the undercover agent supplied Nafez with a fake bomb and arrested him at the scene of the planned attack. In 2006, Bangladeshi-born 49-year-old Mohammed M. Hussein was convicted and sentenced to 15 years in prison after helping an FBI informant with a plot to sell weapons to terrorists. Hussein was the leader of a mosque in Albany when he was involved in a fictitious plot contrived by the FBI to aid foreign terrorists after September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks in New York City. As Breitbart News reported, mass immigration from Bangladesh has been spurred by a process known as chain migration, where new immigrants can bring an unlimited number of foreign relatives to the U.S. with them. Since 2005, the U.S. has admitted and resettled 141,501 Bangladeshi nationals who entered because their foreign relatives were already living in the country. In 2016 alone, more than 18,000 Bangladeshi nationals entered the U.S. because their foreign relatives were living in the country. Listen, considering the dangerous climate we live in, it is only prudent for Trump to add more countries to his travel ban until we get this situation under control. For 8 long years, under Barack Obama, these Muslim terrorists were able to waltz into our country unchecked and unvetted. It is now time that we halt their entry and do a thorough search to ensure that our country has only the best in here and not those that choose to do us harm. After all, that is what making America great is all about.